Hi guys, my name is Arina and welcome back to my channel where I review everything tech. In today's camera test, I want to compare three iPhones, the iPhone 12, the iPhone 11 and the iPhone XR. So we're gonna take a look at three consecutive iPhone generations starting from 2018. And in this camera comparison, we'll take a look at some random daylight photos, night shots, portraits and so much more. And at the end of this video, I'll test the side-by-side video quality and stabilization. Let's quickly go over the camera specs of these phones. We have a single 12-megapixel camera on the iPhone XR and the dual 12-megapixel camera on the iPhone 11 as well as on the iPhone 12. We have a new main lens on the iPhone 12 with a larger aperture of 1.6, and when it comes to the iPhone XR and the iPhone 11, we have the same apertures of 1.8 on the main cameras of these iPhones. Also, the iPhone 11 as well as the iPhone 12 have the ultra-wide cameras with the apertures of 2.4, and of course, we'll take a look at the ultra-wide photos and compare them in different light conditions. And without further ado, let's dive into the photos and let's start with the photos taken in the portrait mode. And it's important to note that we don't have telephoto cameras on these phones, so all of these iPhones use their main cameras for taking portraits. Usually I have my portraits taken at around my waist level, but this time I wanted to try and take full body portraits, and the thing is, we couldn't manage to get it with the iPhone XR since there was always a message in the camera app that the subject needs to be closer to the camera, so we got this shot instead, and it's not really a problem, but honestly it felt like a bit of a bummer, and as you can see I could easily take these full body portraits with the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12, and I have to admit that's actually pretty cool when you're free to experiment and put into action any idea you have. But let's look at the next three portraits, and I would say in terms of exposure and colors they look really similar. However, when it comes to separation from the background, looks like the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12 did a slightly better job here since the iPhone XR missed a little patch here. And let's look at the last three portraits, and once again we get really similar photos. I can see just some slight differences in colors, but when it comes to separation from the background, once again the photo from the iPhone XR has some flaws, like this blurred out bag. This video is brought to you by Anker, the company that has specialized in charging technology for many years. If you're someone like me who hates spending much time charging your phone, Anker has the best option for charging your iPhone fast. The 20-watt Anker Nano is surprisingly small, it's just about an inch thick. It looks like your 5-watt adapter that you usually get in the box with an iPhone, but this thing is so much more powerful. But I guess actions speak louder than words, so let's do a quick charging test right now, and I'm gonna charge the same iPhone 12 twice, but I'm gonna show you the results side by side. In just 5 minutes, the Anker Nano gives us 10%, while the Apple 5-watt adapter gives us just 4%. In 30 minutes, we have 56% from the Anker Nano and just 20% from the 5-watt adapter. After 1 hour of charging, as you can see, we have 86% from the Anker Nano and 39% from the Apple 5-watt adapter. It took about 1 hour and 49 minutes to fully charge the iPhone 12 with the Anker Nano, while it's still more than 30% to go with the 5-watt charger. And finally, it took about 3 hours and 13 minutes to charge the iPhone 12 with the 5-watt adapter. Anker's exclusive Power IQ 3.0 technology supports a wide range of charging protocols for the flawless compatibility and optimized charging speeds for practically any smartphone that supports fast charging. So the Anker Nano is not only compatible with an iPhone, but you could also use it with a whole variety of other smartphones. I'll put all the links in the description. Feel free to check them out. Back to the video, and let's look at some random daylight photos and you can judge them for yourself. was really curious to compare the ultra-wide cameras on the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12, so let's take a look at some ultra-wide photos. And with the iPhone 12, we get the night mode on the ultra-wide camera, so let's take a look at some night shots. I must say, the difference is quite dramatic. We get so much more light in the shots from the iPhone 12, and also look how crisp the photo from the iPhone 12 looks here. And now let's switch gears and talk about the front cameras of these three iPhones. We have a 7-megapixel camera on the iPhone XR and 12-megapixel cameras on the iPhone 11 as well as on the iPhone 12. We have the same apertures of 2.2 on all of these selfie cameras, and let's take a look at some selfies. The iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12 have a wide angle option, so you could easily switch from the default view to a wider field of view, while you don't get such an option on the iPhone XR. Unsurprisingly, the selfies from the iPhone XR look less crisp when compared to the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12, but if you ask me, the selfies from the iPhone XR look very similar to the ones from the newer iPhone models. The only little thing I've noticed is that sometimes the selfies from the iPhone 12 look slightly warmer when compared to its predecessors, but I guess it's up to your preferences, guys. Let's not forget that we get the night mode on the front camera of the new iPhone 12, so yes, now we can get brighter and sharper looking selfies with the whole iPhone 12 lineup. And now let's test the sound quality and the video quality of these selfie cameras. So this is the sound from the iPhone 12. And now I'm switching to the iPhone 11. So this is the sound from the iPhone 11. And now I'm switching to the iPhone XR, and this is the sound from the iPhone XR. What do you think, guys? Switching back to the rear cameras, and let's take a look at some night shots. The iPhone XR is the only phone between these three that doesn't have the night mode. And first, let's look at some photos taken in low light in the dusk. And looking at these photos, I would say the lack of the night mode on the iPhone XR won't stop you from making good shots in the dusk, since, as you can see, the iPhone XR produced pretty amazing shots. However, the night mode lets you get better results when you take photos in very low light conditions. As you can see, we get brighter and crisper looking night shots with the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12. However, if you ask me, I don't see much difference between the night shots from the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12. They look pretty much the same in terms of brightness, and they look equally sharp to me. Next, let's talk about the videos, and let's do a stabilization test. All the videos in this camera comparison were shot handheld. First, let's look at these 4K videos shot at 60 frames per second, and as you can see, the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12 have a clear advantage when it comes to stabilization. But actually, we could easily fix this stabilization problem on the iPhone XR if we switch to 30 frames per second. Much better, right? And at this point, I would say the stabilization is pretty good on all of these iPhones. But guys, keep in mind this difference in stabilization between 30 and 60 frames per second if you're gonna get the iPhone XR. The new iPhone 12 has the HDR with Dolby Vision feature. However, while you could easily see the HDR effect on the display of your iPhone 12, it could be difficult to see it on other devices. Also, I've noticed that the HDR videos from my iPhone 12 lose that HDR effect when I upload them on Instagram, so it's probably a little too early to fully enjoy this new HDR feature. a few night videos for you guys. Let me know what you think. These are all the photos and videos I had to show you guys. Really curious to know what you think about the cameras of these three iPhones and if it's worth upgrading to the new iPhone 12. If you ask me, of course, it's really amazing to have these new features on the iPhone 12. The addition of the night mode on the ultra-wide camera and the front camera could be really useful, but is it really worth upgrading? You tell me in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and see you in the next one.